Please join your hands as we welcome the achievers from Karnataka, Ms. Chinmay P, Mr. Sandeep Badad, Mr. Sagar, Mr. Manoj, Mr. Kiran Kamate. June 5th is a very important day in the calendar, not only for India, for the world. We celebrate this day as World Environment Day. The importance of environment, the importance of ecology and ecosystem to the world is nothing more than debated, but as it is. Today we gather here for the launch and orientation of a very unique initiative called DRONA.
Sir, with regards to value addition, we should add, like you said, facts and data example in all of current affairs. So we will already have so much content of particular subject. We will already memorize those. So how we will again retain current affairs for each GS subject and add as a value addition to it?
See, the static notes you are revising regularly, like GS 1, 2, 3, 4. Current affairs, you are reading newspaper, you come across, let's say, a new judgment. You maintain, first of all, I will say for every paper, there is subject specific, paper specific value addition material that you have to do. For example, the Supreme Court judgments for GS2. You are compiling a list of Supreme Court judgments. Now, this is, you're not bringing only through the current affairs. The base material, whatever base material you're reading, you come across so many judgments. You're just compiling them at one place. You are doing this for all of it, like paper specific keywords. Then there is committees, then there is judgments, then there is for ethics, there is examples. So you're doing it separately, and value addition material is what you have to revise again and again, because I feel that is the most volatile material. The basic material, I feel once or twice, if you've read the basic points, you will start doing, you will write the basic 5-6 points. But that is what most people are doing. You take 100 people here, 95 will be writing the same answers because they're reading the same notes, or that will not change. The base material will not change. If they're reading sustainable development, all of them will be writing the similar points. If I have a question on governor, most of them will be writing the base material, which is similar, nothing. But I come up with value addition material like a different, like the SR Bomai judgment, or the any other particular judgments like the Nabab Rabia judgment 2016, etc. Now that is what is bringing difference. So you should be worried and about memorizing only value addition. If you don't, I feel that for mains, don't memorize anything, except I'm not talking about the value addition material. Don't memorize the basic part. These all things should come in very normal. You are reading for the information first. Thereafter, it is like brainstorming. You are like active recalling. If you start memorizing everything, it is a never-ending process, and you will go mad, because it is 1, 2, 3, 4 and optional. How much will you retain? How much will you memorize? This is not a university exam. This is not a school exam where you learn something and you dump there. That is not going to, or even if you do that, that's the only thing you can do, not the value addition material. So my suggestion is you read number of times the base material, keep in touch with that, even with optional. The only value addition material that you are compiling separately, you can go through my channel. I've put my notes there. That is how you should be doing. And you are only revising that part. Let's say test is there, GS2 test. For the entire week, I'm doing the basic notes and also going through this value addition notes, which I've prepared. Then at the end of the day, like just before going to write the test, I'm not going to study or revise the base notes. I'm going to revise this value addition material, because that's the most volatile one. I will remember Article 153, Governor 154, etc. That is there. I will know his pardoning powers or whatever, etc. The thing is, I will not remember the exact case law or the exact judgment that was there, the case name, or the, let's say, some specific example of like the TN governor versus the Tamil Nadu, etc., or these specific things, or some committee recommendations like the Punchi Commission or the Sarkaria Commission. These are volatile materials. You should be putting all your energy in memorizing these and not the base material. So this is my suggestion. And current affairs, it's like directly, current affairs is just a trigger point. You don't have to worry about chase every current affair in the news. Your duty is follow the newspaper every day. That's why if you're reading only the current affairs magazine and not following newspaper, then it will become a burden for you. You don't know which topic is at what stage or which importance. Now, when you're reading newspaper, you're not just reading a particular event. You also understand, let's say there is a question on delimitation, and you are following the news continuously for 15-20 days. There will be so many articles on delimitation that the basics of it will be naturally coming to you. And by the time you'll also develop a lot of perspectives, which you are again picking and posting in your validation notes. So this is how you should look at current affairs, and not current affairs as like, okay, I will every day it is getting updated. No, it might be updating. It is updating and you are feeling it is difficult because you are only looking at on that day. If you have continuously read newspapers, then you will also understand how the topic has evolved. You would be in much more advantage to just analyze the topic and not just rote learn and reproducing. So don't cram anything. Don't try to memorize anything. Mains is never going to end if you start doing that. My suggestion is you focus only on value addition and the basic notes. Revise your basic notes again and again.
Yeah, let me summarize that. That's almost all the points he has covered. That is, one of the biggest mistakes we do is trying to rote learn. We take a material, we try to rote learn it and vomit it in the examination hall. That is not going to happen. First of all, like, take any topic, have the curiosity to understand it. In the sense, for example, whenever I think of housing and all, I will immediately go back to the Olga Tellis case. That is inherent in my mind because because you have show that curiosity. Means, for example, governor issue, one of the most basic issues. What usually happens is that we take 5 points, then 5 examples, and then some conclusion and something, and we try to vomit it in the exam. Before that, just sit down. What is the current Tamil Nadu governor issue? How is it different from the Punjab issue, Kerala issue? Ask yourself, why did Sarkaria Commission say that the chief minister has to be in the panel which appoints the governor? Ask yourself. When you ask yourself that, you will start analyzing things. That is where newspaper reading helps. What we do when we do newspaper reading is that we read first page, we read editorial, we read the international aspect. We read it and we think that we are done. That's not going to help. If you come across a keyword, stop there. Google the keyword, use ChatGPT to understand that keyword. Then if you come across a very good suggestion for a particular delimitation issue, let's say there's a very good suggestion, stop there. Think how that suggestion is going to help in the current issue. Some challenge is there, some solution is there. Think from a solution-oriented perspective, because when you become an IAS officer, IPS officer, you have to think from a solution-oriented approach. So this is the issue. Understand the issue and what is the solution for it. Always look for solutions. Always look for solutions. That's how it becomes an inherent part of yourselves, rather than cramming up data, figures and all. When you understand things, for example, I will give you one beautiful example. There was a question on renewable energy, solar energy this year. So what I wrote, the most of those points were from the Think School case study on solar energy. There is a beautiful channel called as Think School. Most of the Khavda, largest solar power plant in the world, in Asia, is coming up in Khavda in Gujarat and all. I wrote those points exactly the same. That is, if you have understood the things, then it will, rather than cramming up, if you have understood things well and better, then it is surely going to help, especially considering that we have to cover 17 subjects. Only if you have understood things, you will be able to manage them. Otherwise, you will cover subject 1, 2, 3, 4. By the time you come to the 5th subject, you forget 1. 6th, you forgot 2. 7th, you forgot 3. That will happen. So please understand this aspect. Thank you.